Hi everybody, thank you so much for being here. It's been a while since my last YouTube video. Once we move into the new house, I will post them more regularly. I promised you all that I would share our exciting life update today. You guys are like family to me. You have stuck by me through my hardest days, and I am so excited to have some good news to share for once. While sharing my news, I will give you a walkthrough of our home so far. So the news is that Luke and I are currently expecting our third child. I'm sure that comes as a shock to most of you. I mean, it sounds crazy from the outside looking in. We are still battling the trauma of our house burning down. Our youngest child is 7, our oldest is 11. A new baby just doesn't sound practical. So let me do the best to explain our madness. I went back and forth about having another baby for years. As a child, I always wanted 3 kids. I don't know why, I just did. Then I had my first baby at 22 and my mental health declined. The anxiety, the depression. After her, I wasn't sure I'd have another. But she got older and we knew we wanted more. We had our son about 3.5 years later. I was 26 then. I was a bit wiser, but not much. It went better though, but I never thought I'd want more after that. And then this summer, before Grayson went to kindergarten, I started floating the idea around with my husband. He said he didn't want one, but he's super in love with me, so typically whatever I want, he wants. We started trying, and after several months of no success, and both of us not 1,000% confident we wanted a third child, we stopped trying. And that was for the best. Grayson needed a lot more attention when he hit the school ages than I realized, so it was good that we stopped trying when we did. My concern has always been the same with all of my children. I want to make sure I could be a 100% present parent. I want to know what the kids are working on at school, what they had for lunch, what they dreamed about, what books they're reading. I have always wanted to be everything to them. My daughter always excelled with learning. She was always willing to have me teach her. We were doing kindergarten curriculum before her brother came along. But Grayson was different. Having an older sister that was older by only a few years meant she hovered around him and always translated what he wanted. He didn't need to learn to speak or be very independent. He had and still does have speech issues, which ended up affecting the rate at which he learned. He takes speech classes and gets help at school, but I always knew as long as he needed help, I would not be able to have more children because my focus would be too split. First grade went better than we had expected for Grayson, and he continues to flourish, and his independence is getting stronger. I had stirrings for another child, and Luke and I would make jokes, but when you have a 10-year-old and a 6-year-old, it just doesn't seem like the conventional thing to do. Then we lost everything in a fire, something I never thought would happen to us, and that tragedy had me rethinking my life. What is conventional? What is normal? Why do I need things to happen according to some made-up rule book society tells you must live by? We are rebuilding our life. Why not include our family in that? Why not build onto what we've already created? And since the start of the year, I had this nagging thought in my head. I'm so confident where I am in my life. I wish I could do motherhood again. I never realized I actually could until the fire started our life over again. So I told my husband I was serious at the end of April. It took him a bit to come around, but he loves babies, and his dream has always been to be a father, so there wasn't much convincing needed. I started right away with tracking ovulation. I thought it would take several months, like 9 or 10, for it to happen, so we started right away. And I know what you're thinking. You share a room with your son in your parents' home. How on earth did you make this happen? And my answer is lots of planning sleepovers for the kids and alone time where the rest of the house would be gone. It's no different than living in an apartment building or anything else. Just getting the place to yourself is all that's needed. We found out that we were pregnant at the end of July, and that was a lot sooner than I had planned, but I was completely okay with it. I contacted a close friend of mine that's a nurse right away, and she gave me all the support I needed. It was so nice having someone to confide in. 3 months is a long time to keep something like this between just you and your husband. So here we are now. We are currently finishing up our first trimester, and I'm looking forward to my second. I'll take this time to answer those burning questions that people always want to know. Number 1, why would you want another child when your others are so much older? My answer is always the same. Is there some paradise that parents drive into once their children reach the age of 18? No. They just keep on living their lives. And if your only goal is to get your children old enough so that you don't have to care for them anymore, what's the point of having children? My husband and I have wanted to be parents our whole lives. We've been together since we were 14, and that was the one thing we knew for sure. Is there anything better than creating life with your soulmate and watching that life grow? Number 2, why would you have another child when your life is in chaos? I mean, you're building a new house, still dealing with the trauma of losing your forever home and your pets. My answer, this isn't all happening at the same time. The trauma and the pain comes and goes, and I assume it will for years. Our home will be finished before Christmas, hopefully, but maybe not. And our baby won't arrive until spring. So yes, on paper, there's a lot happening, but day to day, things are fairly calm. Number 3, why would you want to start over with a baby? Your kids are self-sufficient right now. Basically the same question as number 1. I've actually never understood when parents complain how much work babies are or how they can't wait until their kids are older. In my opinion, if you're constantly wishing away the different ages of your child, why have one at all? I look forward to the baby stage, the diapers, the feedings. I look forward to the toddler stages where they are curious. I look forward to the school years where they're finding independence and becoming their own person. Every stage of being a parent is incredible and so fun to watch unfold. Of course, I say this because my husband is an amazing father. He's very involved. He runs our kids everywhere, schedules all of their appointments. I lucked out. He's incredible. And honestly, I find the baby stage far easier than the stage my 11-year-old daughter is in right now. She exhausts me, but she's fun to watch grow too. Number 4, how did your kids take the news? Our kids were absolutely thrilled. They were crying. My husband welled up. It was a happy, emotional time when we told them. The fire affects them a lot too. I think they were just grateful to finally get some good news. News of new life and happiness after all that sadness was just everything to them. Okay, I feel like I've covered everything I can think of. I'm very excited to include baby stuff in my organization and my planning content. I hope you guys are excited too. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for always supporting me. I'm going to end this YouTube video by showing you this little video we had sent out to our close friends and family, letting them know the news.